Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Randy here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very strong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jay Randy. Again, my name is Jay Randy, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Again, it's Tuesday. I believe today is the 20th of December 2021. We are heading towards the end of the year, and our program continues to air on Facebook and other media. Again, welcome to the T-Web Type discussion. My name is Jay Randy, and the purpose of this show is to discuss issues relevant to the country called Liberia. I am a Liberian, and I live here for a very long period of time. And what I have observed is that our country is growing in age, but as far as development goes, we are not there yet. And the country is 174 years old. Many generations have come and gone, but the country has not made any progress yet. So every day we come here to discuss the challenges, the missed opportunity, and what can be done to improve the country. Our country is basically challenged when it comes to people understanding what it means to have an agenda to develop the country. The society is not really understanding what needs to be done, but nevertheless, we are here every day to provide our listener out there the opportunity to be heard. Yesterday, we had a very interesting show and we discussed about a mining company in Liberia and the concession that was signed almost, I would say, almost like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and how the people are benefiting. We don't know for fact, but what we do know is the contract or the concession have been renewed. So today we have a very interesting video for you guys here. It's not going to be about a set of material. We are going to look at some government officials in the country. They claim to represent the people, but their lifestyle and the way they conduct themselves and treat the people is going to be very difficult for you to make sense out of. So that's it. If you're out there, please share the video. Please share the video, and I will be very happy if you share the video for me. We are going to be here in less than 1 hour, so the opportunity is given to you to come and join us here. So why is Liberia behind? The question here is Liberia is behind or have been unable to achieve more because the leaders and the past and present presidents of our country, they are all been able to commit themselves to a developmental roadmap, a roadmap where the country will be taken and what needs to be done to take the country to the turn of the leadership. They are not doing these things. And the natural resources of the country is being taken out of the country. The people from one generation to another generation are not benefiting from those things. Yes, they are not benefiting from the things. And what we do know is, as Liberians and citizens of Liberia, one of our principal responsibility is accountability, because the principle of accountability within any democracy is about exposing the truth, and that's what the show is all about. I have been on Facebook for a very long time, and I have been associated with a political party, and I have learned a great lesson, and I continue to challenge other young politicians or political followers who want to understand how Liberia works. I've been there and done that, and what I'm doing today is just trying to present current issue happening in the country, past issue that have happened in the country, what where the missed opportunity, what can be done to prevent what is happening now to prepare for the future. The lack of accountability is one of the issues in the country, even the international communities, the partnership with Liberia, more and more, and time upon time, have pushed and have informed the government of Liberia that lack of accountability in the country is one of the key things. Why? Because lack of accountability in Liberia and other part of the world has led to a gross misuse of public resources. We need to understand that. So what do we do on this show here? This show here, we do what we call mind mapping, your mind mapping. The way that we conduct the show is we look at the issue, we discuss the background of the issue, we look at the issue, we analyze it, but we use a model called mind mapping. And the mind mapping is what we use to collect data to build a vision for you to see, to understand what. And some of the mind mapping has to do with one, we come with videos to give you evidence, we come with links, we come with documents, we come with audio just to give you an idea as to why things are happening. So today we have a senator who is in the country from Grand Bassa County. She's a female. This lady, based on her characteristic, doesn't really seem to have any concern for the people of Grand Bassa County. We have some document, we have video that we're going to show you here. But before we get to that video, there is a bicentennial that is taking place in Liberia. And the bicentennial is based on the 1822 indigenous Liberians who lived in the country prior to the country independence in 1847 or July 26. And I'm talking about Liberia, the country in West Africa. So there are Liberians, there are African Americans, mainly mainly from the South and other parts are visiting the country to participate in the bicentennial. Why it is true that the definition of the bicentennial, what have been gained, what are the challenges, and what the future look forward to having been discussed and presented to Liberians both in the country and out of the country. We know the government is weak, and any weak situation is going to be very difficult to solve because there isn't enough information. But what we do have is what I would describe as an action matrix. We have action matrix that is used to collect pieces of information in order to make informed decisions. So we have gathered some information here to be presented to you here. So today we are going to look at one of the senior actors in the United States who is currently visiting Liberia. We are going to go back in time to look at his past life, and we are going to look at his current life, right? His current visit to Liberia. So please feel free to stick around, and we are about to start the show now. All right, so let's take the video here and start with this. So as you can see here, we're going to present this video up here. This is Mr. John Amos,
and of course, famous American actor.
So for many of you guys that do not know who this man is in the middle here, his name is John Amos. He was the father on the show called Good Times, and he was known as, I believe, John. I just forgot the last name. Yes, let me just do a quick reference here. I think it was John something. Hold on, guys. There's just something here. Again, we are not here for entertainment. We are not here for political gossip. We are here to create awareness information. All right. So we'll always go back to reference sources and see what we can get from there. So just to make sure that we get the right information here. All right. So let me do this. Some of you guys will be very fast and mean to come up with a name. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. John Evans. Yeah, that was his name here. John Evans. That was his name. Yes, TV series, John Evans here. So his name on the show was John Evans. So this is John Evans here, and he is visiting Liberia, very old now, and is trying to be part of the bicentennial. But the reason I'm showing this thing to you is not to promote the bicentennial itself by the government, because in my opinion, I just think this thing wasn't organized. So I'm just here to let you know who John Amos is, what are some of the things that I think you need to know about him. All right, so let's watch the video here. So this is the first video here, and then we'll go to the next one.
So if you are just joining us, we are here at the Providence Island, where some of the international guests who are in Liberia to observe the celebration of the Bicentennial, the 200 years of existence of Liberia will be celebrated. And of course, these guests are here at the Providence Island.
So for those who are watching on the different platform other than Facebook, this video is coming out of Monrovia, Liberia in West Africa. And the country Liberia, prior to it being Liberia, it used to be called the Pepper Coast or the Game Coast. And the indigenous people were discovered there in 1822. So since 1822 to 2022, they're going to mark up to 200 years, I believe. So they are about to celebrate their bicentennial, and that means that they have invited some African Americans who has some trace to being a Liberian, and that's what the occasion is all about. But again, the center focus of this video is mostly to look at John Allen Amos, one of the famous actors, African American actors in the United States. He's now in his old age now, so to speak, and he's visiting Liberia. And that's what the video particularly is all about. After this video, we are going to look at some of his past life when he was much younger to understand where he comes from and where he is today. Very interesting information coming out in the next video. So if you're just watching from other platforms or other medium, other than Facebook, this is Liberia. The country is having a bicentennial, and I just thought to share a little bit of light on the visitors, especially John Amos from the CBS movie or sitcom goes by the name of Good Time. You know, what is so mind-boggling about this whole clip here is you are celebrating a bicentennial based on the indigenous people. And there isn't, I mean, I don't see many indigenous people attending the program. Number two, the songs they are playing, some are mixed with English. I think it would be better if you want to celebrate the indigenous people, culture, and country for all these years. I think bulk of the activities should be centered on the different vernaculars and the Baso, the Kiyo, the Mano, if possible, the 26 major tribes. I know we do have 16, but bring all the tribes for them to come and really showcase what the indigenous people had and what they continue to maintain, rather than just playing music with English and stuff like that. So that's one of the things. But maybe perhaps the country has English as part of the group of languages they have in the country, and that is why they play in it. But I will suggest that, and, since you have visitors coming from different part of the world to visit the country based on the invitation, I don't think English should be dominating the songs, because Liberia is a country of different languages. We call it dialects, and I think having to play, one song per each county or each dialect, I think it will make the occasion to be a memorable one rather than just playing, and local English music in the country. I think that missed the mark of this show as well. I mean, this president. So here are a few additional people here, but they are not being identified. I think one thing that they need to do on the program here is to have delegates coming with their tag. If you're representing Grand Bassa County, there should be a group for Grand Bassa County. And if you're coming from River G, there should be a group from River G having a tag. So that way the visitor would know exactly the different languages in the country. Yeah, so this is just an open advice for those who are organizing the program. And trust me, they don't commend this show for making all the recommendation, but they do act upon them. And we are very grateful to them for taking ideas from us. So again, guys, we are looking at a few additional Liberians. Our suggestion on the show will be, if the programs is going to be held next time, there should be a representation from all the different counties, Grand Bassa folks, Maryland, and let people get to see. And I think the dress code as well too will also help to make the occasion better, because it will give the visitor a sense of where they think they belong. Because the culture in the country, the traditional culture of practice may not 100% the same, and also that those things will be showing as well to understand those things. All right. So let me see all those who are watching here so far from Facebook here. I see Adama Fofana here. He said yes. I see how do you call it? Lowe Chuchu is here. I see my good friend is here, and I also see Monju is here, and then my Erabi Gayu is here. So these are my trusted guys that, that I always rely on, because there are times people will come to watch and stuff like that, and we appreciate them coming. But these guys, plus few who are still asking, these are my trusted guys that we sit around the table to have the discussion here. So when I see them here, I feel very proud of myself, because I know they dedicate their time to be here. So if you are watching on the other platform or other medium other than Facebook, yeah, the name I just called, these are very interesting individual, and very committed to watching the show, because we have made a lot of impact. Somebody just emailed me another show that is trying to show some type of money and concession activities in another country. Guess what? We started it yesterday, and they watched our show, and then they went out and started to do some stuff like that. So we lead the way here when it comes to discussing issues that matter the most to the people of Liberia. There's a famous saying, say, when a politician lied to you once, and the next thing you need to do, and we'll talk about that here, because that's what the topic is all about. So let's move the video a little bit here. Let's move the video here. So this is John Amos here again from Good Time. He seems to be very exhausted. That is video, guys, and I see my man here So guys, so let's move on to the next video. The next video is very interesting. So we'll hold the video here. So again, I'm throwing light on the video only for one reason, and that reason is the gentleman you are looking at right there. That is John Amos, John Allen Amos Jr. All right. I think his birthday is coming up. He was born on December 27th, 1939. He's currently 81 years old. So he celebrated his birthday in Liberia. that will probably make him 82 years old. So if you didn't know what he is all about, I'm going to bring on a video, and we're going to go through that video. So let's pause this video here, and let's bring on the next video. Yes, the next video. If you never knew who Amos was, you are about to know who he is. Very interesting story here. See, we bring these things out for you to see the character. Like I said, this show, we build what we call mind mapping. And mind mapping. You got your GPS that give you the map, but we do mind mapping. We try to build an image. So what we are doing here now, we lay the foundation for you here about who John Amos is. He is one of the characters in The Good Time He Used to Be. He's now old and retired. He's visiting Liberia. But what happened before he turned this age? What happened? Now, watch something very, very interesting. Yes. Forget about the mistake, the blunder the government is doing. I just want to present this guy to you for you to understand who he is. All right. So he's currently in Liberia, I believe still is. So let's listen to him right here.
Repetition of the same old thing.
So again, Facebook, we have no right to this video. It's all about informing our people.
Do you see family programming coming back, after all this?
So this is him here when he was much younger, before he turned 82. And I want you to listen to what his story is all about. You will capture something very important in this interview. Yes. You will capture something very, very important. Don't miss it, because people out there, they are only enjoying the pleasure, but they're not understanding the background, the history of this man. Listen and listen very carefully.
Reality phase and all this stuff.
No, I don't. I see where you're going with the question. I don't see it. I think one reason is because there's so much stuff being offered on television. You got 500 channels.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
With nothing on most of them. Repetition of the same old thing. Replications of shows that have been successful. That's become the norm. If
you gotta share the video, guys. You gotta understand who the man is. Gotta share the video. That's why this show is called Tabletop Discussion. Yeah. We discuss different issues relevant to our country.
It doesn't work.
And with the redoing of all this stuff, it seems like it's just like with people using old music and putting new stuff to it. Seems like people's creativity is gone. Like you can't think up some new stuff.
Yeah.
You got to keep rehashing this. Back to Good Times for a minute. Was some of the contention about JJ's behavior and how goofy he was, and like, to use a word, buffoonish? Was that a source of contingency for Esther and yourself? Because Michael wasn't. Michael was a radical. Thelma was a serious student and dancer. Then you got JJ, who was an artist.
Well, we needed the comic relief. I mean, I accepted that as a writer because I'd written for television by then, and I accepted the fact that we needed the comedy relief. But by the same token, we felt it could have been dealt with a little more seriously. So yeah, that was a bone of contention, his behavior and his antics. And people misinterpreted my objection. They thought that I was jealous of him. And quite frankly, I'm not jealous of any successful comedian. And he was the comedy relief we needed, but I felt it was a little bit overboard. Mm-hmm. And I complained about it to Norman a number of times, and he...
But you mean you didn't like that chicken outfit, did he?
Well, I could see the need for it.
Didn't he have a chicken on his head?
Well, he's working...
Yeah, it had a chicken hat.
He's working at a chicken... fried chicken place, and so he, as a joke, they made a hat for him that
with
had
a
chicken
on it.
I mean, let's face it, we were doing comedy. It wasn't Shakespeare,
Okay, well, so you've been fired off the show, collect unemployment after that for good.
So this is where it gets very, very important, guys. So this show ran, let me see here, just to be on record here. Let me check my source here. So this show ran, I believe, from 1974 till 1979. So the Good Time show ran from 1974 to 1979, from what I'm looking at here. But as you listen to the conversation, all right, between Amos and the freelance journalist, it came a time that he got fired off that show. He lost his job. But what did he do next? That is what I want you to listen to. And that part is coming right now. Remember, from 1974 to 1979, he was fired in between there. He did not end the series. But listen to what he said. All right?
At times.
No, I took off. I
Just shut
I
it
was
down.
I had fallen in love with Africa on one of my many travels, and Liberia in particular. And as soon as he gave me the word that I wouldn't be coming back, I booked a reservation to Liberia, and I went over there just to decompress and get Hollywood out of my system for a while. So I lived in Liberia for a while, made a great many friends there, some business relationships, and I began to frequent Africa on a regular basis.
I'm
after
going.
When he
All right. So there you go, guys. So there you go. All right. Let me remove this here. So John Amos between 1974 to 1979, when he got taken off the Good Time show, he went to Liberia. How many of you guys were born, including myself? Not many of us were born. Even if you were born, you were very, very little, knew nothing. So while your parents were passing around there, Amos was living in Liberia, but not many people know. And this is why the show is very important. It's not because he's going to Liberia because we are then having to think. No, he been there before we are then government started. That means that he loved that country. My message for the show today is Mr. Amos is not going there because they invited him to go there. No, he had been there when he left the JJ show. And that's why the show, the table top discussion is all about. And that's the piece of information I wanted to share with you guys tonight as it relate to that. But again, I said the bicentennial, the region has not been defined. The man lived in the country when he was young. He left, came back to the US, made a few movies, recalibrated himself. Now he's aging and aging gradually. He wants to go and see the country, perhaps for the last time again. So his visit to Liberia is not something that is more about the bicentennial return. No, he been to that country before. All right. So the next person we're going to come to on the show tonight here is the senator of Grand Bassa County. Yes, the senator of Grand Bassa County. I'm going to attempt to share a video with you guys, but before I do so, I want to share a link. Let me see whether the link will work for you guys here. All right. So just a preview. This is the senator. So this is the senator of Grand Bassa County here, guys. This is the senator of Grand Bassa County. As you can see, she dancing her way here and don't even get a damn about the people that she represents. They made her senator for 9 years. She became senator. Now she's going back for another 9 years. But let me see what I can show you guys here before we discuss more here. All right. So I'm going to attempt to share this thing here. If it doesn't work the way it should be, then we will start to focus on something else. And that is next time we'll be using how they call this thing here. We might be using Zoom. So I'm about to share this and I want you guys to tell me whether you can see it from your end. If it doesn't show, I just click on that. It should be showing now, but I don't know what is going on here. All right, it's coming up. Very good. Very good. Very good. So guys, I'm sure you can see that now. Yes, I'm sure you can see this. What a way to go. So Nobly Kanga is the senator of Grand Bassa County. You just saw the lady dancing a few minutes ago, right? Yes. Let me see what I can hear myself here because I just want to share this thing with you guys here, all right? Yeah, so the lady you saw dancing over there, I can hear myself here, guys. So she dancing in her home, but here's what happening in her community. a 22-year-old man commit suicide, and he pointed his suicide to poverty. Now, I will stop sharing this, but before I do, let's read what actually happened here, all right? Let's read a little bit here, all right? So we're going to read here, all right? We're going to start right here where it says the left side. As you can see, I'm going to highlight this right here. So we're going to read right down there, all right? I'm going to read right there. So I'm going to uncheck that. And this is what we understand here, all right? No, I'm going to start from here. Bystander, right up here. Bystander. Let's read what it says here. So normally, Kanga, you saw dancing over there previously. Here's what happened in her county, all right? It's a bystander, and I'm reading from right here, guys. So follow me right here. You see the highlighted area here? Yes. So this is where I'm going to start. And it reads, bystander told reporter that Dixon, the guy who hanged himself, he's a 22-year-old young man. Dixon continuously complained that poverty, all right? So let me uncheck this and let's read it together. So it's what bystanders told reporter that Dixon continuously complained that poverty was allegedly leading him to the wrong path. It was established that the deceased is a son of a community policing of the Liberia National Police. All right, so that is Sunday. Now, let me see up here. There's something up here we want to read here. All right, so he committed this suicide. Report said that about 4 p.m. on December 18, Dixon Leather Body was seen hanging, and I'm reading right up here, guys, right here. So let's follow here why he committed his suicide. Suicide, we already know that he blamed that on poverty. In fact, let me do this thing for you guys. Let's read the whole thing here. And I hope you guys can see this here, guys. If you can see it, please. If you can see it, let me know. If you can see it, please let me know, all right? All right? So, let's see here, all right? So, he said, it said report emanating from people business. Report emanating from Grand Bassa County says a 22-year-old man identified as Dixon Henry has been pronounced dead by medical doctor after he was discovered hanging in his parents' house. The incident is said to have occurred during the afternoon hours of last Saturday in the Gonzo community. The report says at about 4 p.m. on December 18, Dixon Leather Body was seen hanging in his room. It was gathered that he used a rope to hang himself in his bedroom at his parents' residence. Eyewitness told reporter that the deceased had earlier complained that life was worthless for him due to poverty, something according to report he couldn't stand. So guys, let's start the sharing here. All right, let's start the sharing here and come back here. So that's Grand Bassa County. All right. But just the other day, Nomdi Kanga was proud to tell you guys that her daughter is in the United States and is about to graduate from Penn State. That's what she told you guys. But she represents a county for 9 years, and this young man is 22 years old. Now, at the same time, out of my guess, he could have or maybe voted for her. But to meet the basic needs of these people, to take them out of poverty, to give them hope, to start fighting for them, they are not doing that. You see, when politicians lie to you once, you question everything they do. That's what I want you to understand here. Normally, Kanga lied to the people for the first time. She got elected for 9 years. She got re-elected again after lying to the people. You see, when someone wants to help you, they will tell you the truth. So let me put it in my own case. If I want to help you understand how fake many politicians are in Liberia, I will tell you the truth. But if the politician want to be elected to benefit themselves, they will tell you what they want you to hear. And that's what Nnamdi Kanu has done. A 22-year-old man took a left because of extreme poverty. But what is the senator doing in the county? Let's go to another senator here. All right, let's go to another senator here so that we can see how the senator is doing here. All right. So it's all about comparing what a senator needs to do. All right. So before we come to Nnamdi Kanu dancing, let's go to another senator here. All right. And see what the senator is doing. I love the comparison because she lived in this country here. She went to school here. Her daughter is going here. So there's no reason why I shouldn't bring up the comparison here. Yes, there's no reason why. So let's go back here. All right, let's go back here. Why it is true that you can not compare Liberia to America, but the practices is not unique just to America. All right. So let's look at a state senator here. All right. All right. Let's look at a state senator here. All right. So I'm going to upload this and I'm going to share this. So it's going to be shared right away. All right. It's going to be shared. It's coming up. All right. It's coming up. All right. So this is it right here. All right. This is it right here. So you see this here, right? So this is a U.S. senator for the state of Pennsylvania. Now, the reason I'm bringing this to you is for you to catch this here. This senator, if you look at all the tab up here, the key thing I want to bring your attention to is about what issue this senator is concerned about his state. All right. Now, when you capture what he is concerned about, we will go back to Nnamdi Kanu and see what Nnamdi Kanu issue are for the people of Grand Bassa County. So this senator, what are the issues for his state in the United States? Let's see what he cares for here. All right. So this is him right here. The issue that matter to him the most, right? So learn more about what the senator believes in. So this senator believes in agriculture. We're not going to go in depth, but these are the issues that is on his mind. What will agriculture do for his state? Provide job opportunity, give farmer the opportunity to do more, right? He also is concerned about children and family. All right. So that means if anything happened to any child in Pennsylvania, he will take on the federal government and the state government to make sure that family children are protected, right? Okay. Another thing here too, we're not going to talk about civil rights, but what we're going to talk about here is class class segregation. Nnamdi Kanu got her children in America here, all right, going to school, but she is a senator. As far as Grand Bassa go with climate change and the environment, it's a coastal line county. Whatever she has done, we don't know. But we do know that Grand Bassa is being eaten up by the Atlantic Ocean due to high current and other stuff. All right. Consumer protection, this is what the man is concerned about. With cyber security. But I'm just giving you all these things for you to see when a senator is concerned about his people. Education, energy, fair tax policy, they got funding, gun violence, healthcare, housing, immigration, job, and economy. So these are things that this senator represents, right? Yes. These are the things the senator represents. Now, when you come back here, so let me stop the share here. All right. When you come back here, all right. So let's skip this here and let's come to your senator here. Here is your senator here. This is what she does. That's what she does for the people in Grand Bassa County. That's what she does. That's what she does, folks. Look at her dancing there.
No, I've been working here. Look at what I've been at.
So that's what she does, folks.
That's what you did.
All right. So that's what she does, right? So let's start this here. All right. So let's start this here, and let's go to another share. You saw one of the senators, he settled the issue, right? So let's go to Nnamdi Kanga. So let's come here. And then we're going to browse a little bit here, right? We're going to browse here, all right? So we're going to click this. I'm going to share this here, right? So let's share something here and look at few efforts. And this is what we call action matrix, all right? What we're going to look at here, we're going to look at some findings about her that we call action matrix. So as you can see here, this is her right here, all right? This is her right here, right? So this is Nnamdi Kanga here. You don't find no web page about her. All you find here is just a Facebook, and Instagram. And if you go to the Instagram, there's nothing you're going to find here of this senator here, all right? It just shows what she posts here on Instagram. That's all she does. And just talk about her background here, all right? There's nothing in relationship to any issue that she is posting here. Absolutely nothing. Nothing, but nothing. That's what she's doing here. All right. So let's move back here a little bit. Let's move back here. All right. Let's go back here. Let's try to explore everything. All here is all her photo here. Information about her, front page Africa. That's it. All right. Liberia Senate, front page Africa. She got her YouTube here. That's all she have here. Videos ever. But she doesn't have one single page. All right. Let's go to the second page here. She doesn't have one single web link. All right. She said this is a link in profile here. Let's see how much we can get on the link in profile here. All right. When I go to the link in profile, let's just make progress. All right. Let me progress here. But not a single, nothing. All right. Nothing here as it relates to her senatorial position here. So when you see this lady dancing, let me stop this thing here. Let me stop this share. So when you see the lady dancing, you just saw one of the senators, right? One of the senators, how he lay out issue that matter the most to him because he represents a place. But when you look at the lady who represents a county in Liberia, why they should have two geographic? People live in Liberia. People live in Grand Bassa County. They can get sick. They need job. The same thing around the world. But this lady has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's see her live video here. This is what she did here, right? So check this one out. So this is what she did years ago. But here's the thing I want you to understand here, guys. All right. Here's why I want you to understand here. All right. Here's why I want you to understand. This woman was senator for 9 years. There were a lot of concessions that were signed, including the Eseda deal. They put up Buchanan. How often do you see this lady fighting on behalf of the people of Grand Bassa County? How often do you see her? The county is a coastal line county. They get all the best opportunity that any county in Liberia would love to have. But is she fighting? No. She wouldn't take one pickup truck and just drive through a country road and go and please the people. But her children are in the United States, getting the best education. But she carried one pickup truck and just go and get the people food and stuff like that. My fellow Liberians, I will say this: as the year come to an end, again and again, we are added one more year to the age of Liberia, and nothing has changed. You see John Amos? Let me just put him up here. So this is John Amos. In the 70s, he visited Liberia. And now in 2021, he's back in Liberia. Do you think anything has changed? Do you really think anything has changed? You think anything changed? Nothing has changed. He was there in the 70s. He left years ago. He came right back and meeting the same thing. Because you know why? Our society will continue to remain unchanged. Because the people we have in leadership, they have schooled the minds of our young generation. They had turned the country into what I would describe as a preferential treatment. Yes, they are giving it a preferred treatment based on what and how they support them. And those that they continue to give that preferred treatment to, whenever they hear their fellow Liberians talking about equality, those that are getting that preferential treatment will look at their fellow Liberians and call them opposition. And this is how it has been from time to time, from time to time. Yes, I'm trying to look at my time here because I'm running out of time. From time to time. So this is what we are, guys. This is what we are. The year is coming to an end. Nothing has been accomplished. We are going to 2022. Nothing going to change in our country again. Everything going to transfer over to 2022. And then we'll go around our months and months. And then we'll come back to December again. And nothing again will be changed in our country. So I'm saying it to you today. Liberia is a country that will not be a better place until 2065. You imagine that John, who left that place in the 70s, will be going back to a modern place. For example, the Problem Island every day. You see a modern museum, a national museum, because what Mr. Amos is looking at, I think that he saw when he went there. But you imagine that we have a national museum where Mr. Amos will sit and get a fresh air condition. There go the man sitting right there. Same environment he sat in when he was there years and years ago. It's the same thing. My friend, you are looking at a country that will not make any progress. Yes, you are looking at a country that will not make any progress. I must be honest with you guys. So let me say thank you to a few people here for joining here. This has been if you missed the show, go and start over. We focused on John Amos. Who was he? What did he do? And stuff like that. And we look at Nnamdi Kanga. We compare senators of good minds, bright minds, and look at Nnamdi Kanga. A 22-year-old young man died in her county and eluded his death to no hope. As a senator who that young man voted for, she is in Monrovia. All she does is putting her children first. You see, I always say this, all right? Until Liberians, you gotta get to understand that the Liberian politicians, they are not in your interest. And because they are not in your interest, they will always come and ask you to support them. And when you support them, you are only coming to put them in power to put themselves first. To put themselves first. That's what they do. And that's what Nnamdi Kanga is doing. So we have to be very careful with some of the politicians in the country. But are people going to listen? No, they're not going to listen. The people of Liberia, many of them, their minds are made up. Nothing going to change it. They were born to remain in poverty, many of them. And they appreciate it because they are accepted it. So no matter what we do to try to help them to understand, it's a challenge. And there's nothing we can do. If they're broken and they don't want to be fixed, there's nothing we can do. But we'll continue to spread the message here. Yes, we'll continue to spread the message here. Yesterday, we presented the Esther Mattel Maybe tomorrow, another day, we'll try to talk about it. I wish I would have used this software yesterday so we can see what I want, but that is in our past now. So again, before we leave tonight, my recommendation to the bicentennial, I would love to see all 15 counties having delegates with their county name tag and the name of the delegate. And I would like to see them put them into different group section so that folks who visiting can get to see. And they should be in their traditional attire as well. Why they should that our traditional culture shares some similarities. There are some that don't share with each other, and that should be shown there. So that way people who are going to see will get to understand. Because the very Liberians who leave from here, go to the country, they themselves don't even understand what the culture is all about. So guys, this is all I have for you guys. Again, we are not here to provide political entertainment. Yes, we are here to give you relevant information. So if you ever came here to get political entertainment, trust me, you will not get it here. Let me say a big thank you to what his name, I think is Web 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 Base. Yes, I think he's based out of Minnesota. He shared something important with me today. Yes, after yesterday's show, let me send it to you guys. Let me share with you guys. He shared something very important with me. I almost forgot about that. Yes, I don't know where he's here right now. He shared this thing with me yesterday. Yes, this morning. So yesterday, after we spoke about the money, this is what he shared with me yesterday. This morning. Yeah, Web shared this with me this morning. After he watched the show yesterday, he said to me, Randy, I went on Google and did a research on money in Minnesota. And this is what he said he gathered here, folks. Yes, he was very proud of himself. Because he said one thing that caught his mind yesterday when I said that the very iron ore, the car you drive, the pole you make out of the goalpost, and every metal in our country, it came from somewhere, including Liberia. So he went and did his research, and this is what he shared with me. And he was very excited. And he said, thank you, Randy. I learned a lot from you. Thank you. So I would not be honest to him if I don't share what he managed to do. That is what we call very, very appreciated individual. So he went and learned this thing and decided to share that with me. And I'm very, very happy that he did such a thing. I don't know whether I can show this stuff here. Let's see here. All right, so this is it here. This is it. Let me come back here to it. All right, so let me come back to the page here. So let me come back to the page. I'm going to stop the share. Let me stop the share. All right, and let me go to what he actually sent me. Let's go to his real stuff so we can take a look at it. All right. Okay, so this is it, I guess. Yes. So this is what he wrote. All right. This is why he did a screenshot of this and sent it to me in my inbox. Yes. So this is what he did. So I will appreciate this guy, and you all should appreciate him. And this is what this show is all about. This show is about providing information, education. We must help ourselves. Because if we don't help ourselves, nobody will help us. So tomorrow we'll break. Yes, we'll break tomorrow. Depending on the situation, I might come on or not, but we'll do in the morning. And as we go through the remaining weeks to the end of the year, there will be more time spent at home. So maybe in the morning time we'll have more discussion, and then in the evening time we'll break. So hopefully by God's grace, tomorrow morning we'll discuss additional things, and as the day unfolds itself, and then we'll come back here, perhaps maybe the eve of Christmas, to discuss another show. But again, I want to say a big thank you to you guys. All right. Yes. I want to say a big thank you to you guys for taking up your time always. All right. To be on the show here. Yes. Always. But don't forget, many Liberians will not understand Liberian politician or Liberian politics until they understand that politicians are not doing anything to solve your problem. Yes. Many Liberians you want to, many Liberians, you guys need to understand this. The politics of Liberia, the politicians in Liberia are not doing anything to solve your problem. What they are doing, they are using you to put them in office, and they will put themselves first. Normally, Kanga is an example, and many of the other people are example. Liberia will never thrive until our support is based on a law, is based on our commitment, is based on our moral to support what we believe is for our country. All right. So, guys, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I'm very, very beat up today. All right. And thank you guys for staying put. All right. Don't give up. Let's continue to do what we are doing, because one day when we stand in the middle, of two people, one to our left, one to our right, when names are about to be called, to say, yes, guys, we made it. J. Randy is there. You know who name I will call. You know who name I will call when I'm standing to a particular place. You know yourself, because you're here today, you were here yesterday, you'll be here tomorrow. And this is what I call my trusted people. Yes. So thank you guys so much. And let's listen to a few music and say good night. All right. So good night to you guys. Bye, guys.